Relationships are so much more than just the interaction between two people. They're an entire world where we seek closeness, support, understanding, and of course, love. But why is it that sometimes, even when we're with someone, we can still feel alone? And why do those we love often remain distant and sometimes even incomprehensible to us? In this video, we'll explore how relationships are built, from those first steps and early emotions to the complex stages where trust, patience, and even our self-esteem are tested. What moments define a relationship? Why are we drawn to certain people? And what helps us maintain a lasting bond? So if you've ever wondered about the invisible fabric that binds us to others and why it's sometimes so difficult to truly understand each other, join us on this journey. Today we're uncovering the mysteries of relationships. Part 1. Meeting and initial attraction. Relationships begin quietly, often in ways we don't even notice at first. It might start with a glance, a casual conversation, or a simple act of kindness. Without even realizing it, we're drawn into another person's world. Perhaps it's curiosity, attraction, or just a deep-seated human need to connect that pulls us toward others. Whatever the cause, it's often the beginning of something transformative. Relationships are not merely interactions, but entire experiences that can shape who we are. When we first meet someone, everything seems simple. We're intrigued, perhaps a little nervous, but mostly excited. We're interested in what the other person thinks, what they do, what they care about. We're filled with curiosity, and each interaction becomes a journey into the unknown. At this stage, there's little expectation. We're just exploring, just getting to know. In these first steps, there's often a lightness and freedom, a sense of possibility. As we share more with someone, we start to see similarities. We start noticing shared values, beliefs, or goals. These commonalities form the initial bonds, creating a foundation of trust and understanding. We find comfort in realizing that someone else views the world in a way that's somewhat familiar to us. It's reassuring to discover that our thoughts and feelings aren't as isolated as we may have once believed, but as comforting as these similarities are, it's the differences that bring depth to relationships. As we grow closer to someone, we start to see aspects of them that are unfamiliar, even mysterious. We may encounter views or habits that we don't fully understand, and this is often where the real journey begins. This contrast is like looking into a mirror that reflects not just who we are, but who we could be. In another person's differences, we see perspectives and traits that might inspire us to grow or challenge us to think differently. Over time, as we continue to explore these complexities, a delicate dance emerges between closeness and individuality. On one hand, we want to build a shared space with someone, a place where we can connect, feel understood, and be ourselves without judgment. On the other hand, we strive to maintain our own identity, to keep a part of ourselves intact. This balance is crucial, yet it's often hard to find. Relationships require us to be both open and reserved, vulnerable and strong, connected yet separate. It's this paradox that makes relationships both beautiful and challenging. Then there are the invisible threads of emotion that begin to weave themselves into the fabric of the relationship. Emotions, joy, affection, comfort, but also fear, jealousy, and uncertainty begin to shape the way we see the other person and ourselves within the relationship. At first, these feelings may feel exhilarating. Being close to someone and caring about them is uplifting, and there's a kind of magic in those early emotions. But as the relationship deepens, emotions become more complex. We find ourselves caring so much that the stakes become higher, and with this comes a certain vulnerability. We open ourselves up to the risk of disappointment, of pain, of loss. And yet, it is this vulnerability that allows a relationship to truly grow. Without vulnerability, there is no depth, no true connection. To love is to risk, and the willingness to take that risk is what makes relationships profound. It's the courage to say, I care about you, and I trust you with my heart, knowing you could hurt me. This act of trust, of allowing ourselves to be seen and to see another person as they are, is one of the most powerful aspects of any relationship. Another essential element is communication. While we often think of communication as just talking and listening, in relationships, it goes much deeper. Communication is about understanding not only the words spoken, but also the unspoken emotions and thoughts that underlie those words. It's about reading between the lines, sensing the tone, the body language, the pauses, the sighs. Good communication is about being present and paying attention, even when words are not enough. In the beginning, communication might feel effortless, like two people speaking the same language. But as time goes on, misunderstandings inevitably arise. We might say things we don't mean or fail to express what we truly feel. These moments of miscommunication can lead to frustration or even hurt, but they also offer an opportunity for growth. When we're willing to address misunderstandings and to listen deeply, we learn to communicate in a way that respects both our own needs and the needs of the other person. Relationships also involve choices. Every day, in small ways, we make choices that affect the direction of the relationship. We choose to prioritize time together, to show kindness, to forgive, to let go of minor annoyances. These choices may seem insignificant, but over time they create a pattern. A relationship is, in many ways, the sum of all these little choices. It's a journey that unfolds one step at a time, one decision at a time. As we continue to build this shared journey, we may start to realize that love is not just a feeling, but an action. It's something we do, something we build together with effort, care, and intention. True love is not about losing ourselves in another person or finding a perfect match. It's about walking together, side by side, through the ups and downs, growing and learning together. It's about embracing the other person's imperfections, just as we learn to embrace our own. In the end, relationships teach us as much about ourselves as they do about others. They show us our strengths and our weaknesses, our fears and our desires. They push us to grow, to challenge our assumptions, and to become better versions of ourselves. And through this journey, we come to realize that the most meaningful relationships are not those without challenges, but those where we are willing to face the challenges together. So, as we move forward, remember that relationships are both a gift and a responsibility. They are a mirror reflecting our innermost selves, a test of our patience and compassion, and a source of joy and connection. In each connection, there is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to experience life in all its richness. Part 2. Deepening emotional connection. As attraction transforms into a deeper connection, the early excitement of meeting someone new gradually makes way for a more layered understanding. In this phase, we start to develop a genuine bond rooted in emotional intimacy and a sense of shared experience. This connection is less about external qualities and more about an alignment of values, dreams, and vulnerabilities. One of the foundational elements of emotional connection is trust, which grows gradually as we become comfortable revealing our true selves. Vulnerability is the gateway here. It means daring to share fears, insecurities, and dreams that are often kept hidden. When one person opens up, it often encourages the other to do the same, creating a mutual space of trust. This is a delicate process, requiring patience and an understanding that vulnerability can feel like a risk. Each time we reveal a part of ourselves, we take a leap of faith, trusting that the other person will respond with empathy rather than judgment. To build a strong emotional bond, both partners need to practice active listening. This involves more than just hearing words. It's about being fully present, picking up on tone, body language, and pauses. True listening also means setting aside preconceived ideas, avoiding interruptions, and making the other person feel valued. When we listen deeply, we affirm the other person's worth and let them know their experiences and feelings matter. It's a powerful gesture of respect and empathy that strengthens the bond. As emotional connection deepens, conversations often shift from surface topics to more profound discussions about values, life goals, and personal philosophies. We start to understand what drives the other person, what they're passionate about, and what they hope to achieve. This alignment of core values and long-term goals creates a sense of unity, giving the relationship a stronger foundation. It also helps us identify shared aspirations, which become the dreams we might eventually pursue together. Emotional connection requires a delicate balance between closeness and respect for individuality. Each person brings unique qualities to the relationship, and it's important to nurture both the shared bond and each partner's personal growth. This phase involves supporting each other's independence, recognizing that each person has interests and goals outside the relationship. It's this balance that prevents the relationship from becoming too dependent or suffocating, allowing both partners to feel fulfilled and whole as individuals. True emotional intimacy offers a safe space where both people can grow. It's a place where they feel encouraged to reflect, make mistakes, and evolve without fear of criticism. This safe environment fosters personal development and resilience, as each person feels supported in becoming the best version of themselves. This kind of connection brings out positive qualities and strengthens each person's sense of self-worth, creating a bond that uplifts rather than restricts. Conflict is a natural part of any relationship, and how it's handled can either strengthen or weaken the bond. Emotional connection is about seeing disagreements as opportunities for growth rather than threats. When both people feel emotionally safe, they can express their frustrations without fear, knowing that the other person is willing to listen and work toward a resolution. It's through these moments that both individuals gain a deeper understanding of each other's boundaries, triggers, and values. This process reinforces trust and allows the relationship to grow beyond superficial harmony. As the relationship progresses, shared experiences and memories become an integral part of the connection. These moments, whether joyful or challenging, create a history that binds both people together. Each memory becomes a building block in the relationship, a reminder of the journey they're on together. These shared experiences provide a sense of continuity and comfort, creating a reservoir of good moments that can help sustain the relationship during difficult times. Emotional connection is often strengthened by expressing appreciation and gratitude for one another. When we take the time to acknowledge the other person's efforts, strengths, and contributions, we make them feel valued and respected. Regular gestures of appreciation, whether small or grand, create a positive dynamic that reinforces the bond. It's a reminder that each person is seen and valued, which helps maintain emotional closeness. Every person has unique emotional needs, and part of building a deeper connection is recognizing and respecting these needs. Some people need more verbal reassurance, while others may value physical presence or acts of service. Understanding what makes the other person feel loved and supported is essential. It requires attentiveness and a willingness to adapt, which ultimately fosters a stronger, more nurturing relationship. Empathy is the ability to understand and share in the feelings of another person. In relationships, empathy becomes compassion, a deeper form of caring that motivates us to support each other in times of joy and difficulty alike. This compassion turns love into a selfless act, where each person is motivated by a genuine desire to bring comfort, happiness, and understanding to the other's life. As compassion grows, the emotional bond deepens, leading to a connection that feels both profound and enduring. Part 3. Navigating challenges together. In every relationship, challenges and disagreements inevitably arise as two people learn more about each other's inner worlds, past experiences, and distinct perspectives. These moments are essential for growth, offering the opportunity to strengthen trust, deepen understanding, and build resilience together. Relationships are not immune to setbacks, but how these moments are handled often determines the depth and durability of the connection. Facing and working through these obstacles can transform simple companionship into a profound bond that thrives on mutual respect and a shared commitment to navigate life's complexities together. As we journey together, we face our own insecurities, some of which we may not have even realized until they surface in moments of tension or disagreement. These insecurities can lead to jealousy, doubts, or fears of being inadequate. This stage invites self-reflection, as each person becomes more aware of what triggers their insecurities and learns to work through them constructively. Addressing these personal issues is essential to avoiding harmful patterns that may affect the relationship. This can involve individual self-care practices, therapy, or simply honest conversations with a supportive partner who is open to understanding the inner challenges each person brings into the relationship. Healthy boundaries form another essential element of navigating difficulties. Boundaries help maintain emotional safety, allowing each person to express themselves without feeling overwhelmed or pressured. These boundaries are not barriers, but rather guidelines that ensure both people feel comfortable and valued. For example, one person might need space to process after a disagreement, while the other may prefer to address issues immediately. Respecting each other's preferences and understanding that each person's emotional needs may vary allows both individuals to feel more secure. Patience and acceptance are indispensable during moments of tension. No one is perfect, and growth takes time. Patience helps partners avoid jumping to conclusions and enables them to approach each other with empathy and a willingness to understand rather than judge. Acceptance involves embracing the reality that both people are constantly evolving, and mistakes or misunderstandings are natural parts of that process. By accepting each other's imperfections, the relationship becomes a place where growth and self-discovery are encouraged. Maintaining individuality while nurturing the relationship is essential for long-term success. Both people need space to pursue their interests, goals, and friendships outside the relationship. Supporting each other's independence ensures that the relationship remains enriching rather than restrictive. This balance between personal freedom and togetherness helps each person feel fulfilled, preventing the relationship from becoming overly dependent. Sometimes unspoken expectations can lead to disappointment or frustration. We may have assumptions about what a partner should be, which creates pressure and misunderstandings. Navigating this phase involves openly discussing these expectations and adapting to each other's unique qualities. Adjusting these expectations fosters flexibility, reducing unnecessary tension and helping both people appreciate each other as they truly are. Challenges often come from outside the relationship, whether in the form of work stress, financial difficulties, or family issues. Facing these obstacles together builds resilience, transforming hardship into an opportunity for unity. When partners stand by each other in the face of adversity, they strengthen their bond, and develop a profound sense of teamwork. It's in these moments that many realize the depth of their connection and commitment. Forgiveness is essential in moving forward after conflicts. Holding on to past mistakes can lead to resentment, gradually weakening the emotional bond. Forgiveness doesn't excuse behavior, but instead lets go of negative emotions, allowing both people to move forward positively. Practicing forgiveness builds a foundation of empathy and understanding that enriches the relationship. Maintaining intimacy and passion is another challenge that comes with time. Familiarity can sometimes dull the initial excitement, but intentional effort can rekindle romance and connection. Setting aside time for special moments, staying curious about each other, and expressing gratitude keep the relationship vibrant and engaging. This effort reflects a commitment to continually choosing each other, ensuring that love remains alive even as the relationship matures. Another key part of overcoming challenges in a relationship is learning how to rebuild trust after a conflict or misunderstanding. Trust, once shaken, can feel fragile, and it takes both time and consistency to fully restore. This process involves being open, honest, and showing each other that both people are committed to positive change. Trust is built not through promises but through actions, as both partners make efforts to support each other in ways that reaffirm the bond. By prioritizing openness, both people create a relationship that feels safe and secure. Shared rituals can also help bring stability and comfort, especially during stressful times. These rituals might include regular check-ins, date nights, or morning routines that create a sense of continuity and warmth. Small habits and routines like these reinforce the connection, reminding both people of the mutual care and support that grounds the relationship. These rituals provide a safe space where partners can reconnect, laugh, or simply share a quiet moment together, even in the midst of a busy life. The ability to apologize and take responsibility is essential for maintaining harmony. Apologies are most meaningful when they come with a genuine commitment to making amends and preventing similar issues in the future. A sincere apology shows humility and a desire to grow, letting both partners know they are valued. For many, shared goals and dreams create a powerful sense of purpose in a relationship. These shared ambitions, whether big or small, provide a future to work toward together, strengthening the commitment and creating a sense of excitement. It could be planning a trip, pursuing a project, or even discussing future aspirations. These shared goals give both people a common ground and a vision that goes beyond day-to-day life, offering something that binds them in meaningful ways. Humor, too, can be a powerful tool for connection. The ability to laugh together, even in difficult situations, can ease tension and bring perspective. Humor brings lightness and joy into the relationship, making challenging times feel less daunting. By finding reasons to smile, partners remind each other of the shared joy and affection that originally brought them together. Moments of laughter and playfulness are often where bonds deepen, as they reveal a shared sense of ease and comfort. Finally, self-care and independence are essential for maintaining a balanced relationship. Each partner should prioritize their mental, emotional, and physical health, as this personal well-being directly impacts the relationship's quality. Supporting each other in these pursuits creates a partnership where both people feel encouraged to grow individually and together. Independence and self-care create space for personal reflection, allowing each partner to bring their best self into the relationship. This balance ensures that the relationship remains a source of support and not a place of dependency. Part 4. The Path to Deep Connection. As relationships continue to evolve, the partners find themselves at a pivotal point where their bond deepens and matures. This phase is not about simply surviving through challenges, but about truly thriving together. It's about embracing the commitment to grow together, to become better individuals, not only for oneself, but for the other person. This stage requires effort, but it also brings immense rewards as both individuals begin to understand the true meaning of partnership beyond the early stages of infatuation and passion. At this stage, relationships are no longer about proving one's worth to the other person or constantly seeking validation. Instead, they become about mutual respect, shared values, and the deep connection that comes from being able to rely on each other emotionally and physically. Both partners have now established a foundation built on trust and understanding, and from this foundation, they can begin to face the bigger challenges that life throws their way, whether it be personal, professional, or social. A key aspect of this phase is emotional resilience. At this point, both individuals have had their fair share of challenges, small and large, and have learned how to navigate them together. Whether it's dealing with a family crisis, financial difficulties, or personal loss, this phase is about showing up for each other, no matter what life throws in their path. It's about knowing that even in the darkest of times, there is someone by your side who will support you and help you navigate the storm. This sense of security and emotional stability is one of the most important benefits of a deep, lasting relationship. However, it's also important to recognize that emotional resilience is not just about weathering the storms of life, but also about learning how to build joy and gratitude in everyday life. In the hustle of daily routines, it's easy to overlook the small moments of connection, the laughter shared over breakfast, the quiet moments of comfort after a long day, the simple gestures that show you care. These seemingly insignificant moments are what truly strengthen the bond between partners, making the relationship feel alive and full of meaning. At the same time as both partners grow, it's essential to continue nurturing the emotional intimacy that has developed. This means not only sharing your thoughts and feelings with each other, but also actively listening and providing the emotional support the other person needs. In the earlier stages of a relationship, the focus is often on getting to know each other and learning about each other's preferences and quirks. But as time passes, it's the deeper conversations, the willingness to explore each other's fears, dreams, and vulnerabilities that truly build a lasting connection. In addition to emotional resilience, this phase also requires a commitment to personal growth. It's easy to become complacent in a relationship, especially after years of being together. However, true growth comes from a continual process of self-improvement and introspection. This means each partner must maintain their individuality while continuing to support the other person's growth. This mutual encouragement fosters a sense of respect and admiration, and both individuals are able to bring their best selves into the relationship. Communication continues to be at the core of this process. By now, both individuals are likely comfortable enough with each other to have difficult conversations, whether about their individual needs, future aspirations, or concerns within the relationship. The key here is not just talking, but listening, truly listening to what the other person is saying without judgment or defensiveness. Constructive communication allows partners to address issues in a healthy way before they grow into larger problems. It's about being able to have hard conversations without the fear of damaging the relationship, because there is a mutual understanding that both people want what's best for the other. However, it's important to acknowledge that no relationship is without its challenges, even at this stage. While partners may have learned how to navigate conflict better, there will still be moments of disagreement, miscommunication, or hurt feelings. This is a natural part of being in a long-term relationship. The key is not to expect perfection, but to focus on finding ways to resolve issues with compassion and empathy. This requires patience and sometimes even humility, as both partners must be willing to admit when they are wrong and apologize. Apologies, however, should not be empty words. They must be backed by actions that show the commitment to change. A healthy relationship at this stage also allows for more profound levels of intimacy, both emotional and physical. Physical touch remains an important part of the connection, and it is important to continue nurturing this aspect of the relationship. Whether it's holding hands, cuddling, or simply sitting close to one another, physical closeness helps maintain the emotional connection and builds a sense of security and affection. Furthermore, this phase often sees both individuals establishing or reinforcing shared goals and dreams for the future. The idea of growing together is no longer just an abstract concept. It becomes a tangible part of the relationship. Whether this means starting a family, buying a house, or embarking on a new adventure together, the shared vision of the future becomes an anchor that keeps the relationship strong. This future-focused mentality helps both individuals feel aligned and committed, knowing that they are working together toward a common purpose. Ultimately, the relationship evolves into something greater than either person could have achieved on their own. By this point, they have not only supported each other through difficulties, but have also celebrated each other's successes and achievements. This sense of partnership becomes a cornerstone of the relationship, offering both individuals a sense of fulfillment and joy that transcends the ordinary. As the relationship matures, both people become more attuned to each other's needs, desires, and fears. The bond grows stronger as both individuals become more comfortable being themselves, knowing that they are loved and accepted for who they are. It is a phase marked by deep affection, respect, and a shared sense of purpose, where both individuals feel valued, seen, and heard. This stage, however, is not the final destination. Relationships are always evolving, and as life circumstances change, so too will the relationship. The key is to continue nurturing the bond with patience, empathy, and a willingness to grow together, ensuring that the relationship remains a source of joy, comfort, and fulfillment for both partners. It is through this continuous process of growth and adaptation that relationships can last a lifetime. Part 5. The growth and deepening of relationships. As relationships continue to deepen, the importance of mutual understanding and compromise becomes more evident. At this stage, individuals have had the time to establish trust, navigate conflicts, and begin to integrate their lives in a meaningful way. However, no matter how secure a relationship may seem, it is not immune to challenges. In fact, it is during this phase that couples often face some of their most significant hurdles. These challenges are not necessarily signs of failure, but are a natural part of any long-term relationship. They serve as opportunities for growth and, when handled with care, can bring partners closer together. The key to surviving and thriving through these challenges is resilience. This resilience isn't just about enduring hardships. It's about learning how to come out stronger on the other side. Resilient couples have learned how to adapt and change, not just as individuals, but as a team. They understand that relationships, like any living organism, require ongoing nurturing. What worked at the beginning of the relationship may not work as well as time goes on. Therefore, flexibility is essential. Couples must remain open to change, not only in each other, but in the relationship dynamic itself. As partners evolve, their desires, priorities, and interests may shift. This evolution may lead to moments of uncertainty. It's natural for individuals to grow in different directions as they learn more about themselves. Yet, this doesn't necessarily signal the end of a relationship. Instead, it's an opportunity to reevaluate and realign goals and aspirations. Open, honest communication during these moments of transition is key. It's important for both partners to feel heard and validated in their experiences. This dialogue can lead to a deeper understanding of each other's needs and a more solid partnership moving forward. Compromise plays a crucial role during this stage. It's not about sacrificing one's individuality or desires, but finding common ground where both partners can feel fulfilled. True compromise is rooted in respect and understanding. It requires both people to be willing to give and take, and sometimes to let go of their idealized version of how things should be. When both partners approach compromise with a spirit of collaboration, the relationship strengthens, as it becomes less about individual needs and more about the shared future they are building together. Another crucial element of this stage is fostering a sense of emotional security. As relationships mature, emotional vulnerability becomes an even more significant part of the connection. At first, partners may be guarded, unsure about revealing their deepest fears, insecurities, or desires. But over time, as trust is built and mutual respect is solidified, emotional intimacy grows. This vulnerability is not a weakness, but a strength, as it allows both individuals to connect on a deeper, more authentic level. It is through this emotional honesty that partners can truly understand and support each other. Of course, emotional security does not mean the absence of conflict. In fact, some of the deepest moments of connection arise after difficult conversations or disagreements. When handled constructively, these moments allow partners to see each other's true selves, to understand the complexities of each other's emotions, and to create stronger bonds as they move forward. This process of understanding requires patience and a willingness to listen, not just to respond, but to truly hear what the other person is saying. In addition to emotional growth, physical intimacy remains a vital component of a healthy, thriving relationship. Over time, the way partners engage physically may change, but the importance of this connection remains. Physical affection, whether through touch, closeness, or intimacy, reinforces the emotional bond. It's a way to express love and care without words, to communicate support and desire through actions. As the relationship matures, partners become more attuned to each other's physical and emotional needs, creating a more harmonious and fulfilling connection. This phase also marks a time when both partners begin to solidify their roles in the relationship. Each person brings their own strengths and challenges to the table, and as they move forward, they start to understand how best to complement each other. One partner may be the more pragmatic thinker, while the other is the emotional support. Perhaps one is more adventurous, while the other provides stability. These differences aren't liabilities. Instead, they create a balanced partnership, where each person's unique contributions are valued and appreciated. Throughout this phase, it becomes increasingly clear that a successful relationship is not about avoiding conflict or seeking constant happiness. Instead, it's about facing challenges head-on, supporting each other through difficult times, and continually striving to grow both individually and together. The relationship must be a partnership where both individuals feel empowered to pursue their own goals while also committing to the shared vision of the future. Another important aspect of this stage is the ongoing process of setting and achieving shared goals. Whether it's about career aspirations, family planning, or building a life together, having common goals strengthens the relationship. It creates a sense of purpose that both partners can rally around, providing direction and motivation. At the same time, each person's individual goals should be supported and celebrated. A healthy relationship encourages both people to pursue their dreams, knowing that their partner will be there every step of the way. As the relationship continues to evolve, the concept of partnership deepens. It's no longer about simply coexisting, but about truly merging lives in a way that feels balanced, fulfilling, and meaningful. This phase of the relationship is about looking forward, planning together, and supporting each other in the pursuit of happiness and success. However, it's important to remember that no relationship is perfect, and there will always be moments of challenge. What matters is how partners face these challenges together, learning and growing from each experience. Ultimately, this stage of a relationship marks the transition from the honeymoon phase to a deeper, more enduring connection. The initial excitement and passion may settle into a steady rhythm, but the bond that has been forged is much stronger. It's a bond built on trust, respect, compromise, and a shared understanding of each other's needs. It is in this phase that relationships often find their true depth, moving beyond the surface level and into the heart of what it means to love and be loved. This is a stage where relationships are tested, refined, and strengthened, laying the foundation for the years to come. As both partners continue to evolve and change, so too will the relationship, growing in ways that neither could have anticipated. And while the road ahead may not always be easy, the journey is made richer and more meaningful by the deep connection that has been built. This is where love moves beyond the fleeting emotions of the early stages and becomes something that can last a lifetime, rooted in the genuine care and respect that partners have for one another. Thank you for your interest in this material and for joining me in reflecting on the complexities of relationships, trust, and personal growth. I hope these ideas and insights have served as a source of inspiration and helped you gain a deeper understanding of your connections with those around you. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more videos on relationships, personal development, and life philosophy, subscribe to the channel and like this video. Your support not only motivates me to create more valuable and interesting content, but also helps make it accessible to a wider audience. Please share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback and learn what topics you'd like to see covered in future videos. Your suggestions and input inspire me to create deeper, more impactful content. Let's explore these important and sometimes challenging topics together.